Game over! Mamma mia! Game over!
Good evening, internets.
Good evening, guys.
Hello! And welcome back to... We don't have a name again!
Yeah, we don't have a name yet.
So, it's been several months, and we're finally back.
But we have new people
Yes, there
as a part of our team.
there are new secret people listening into this conversation as we speak.
Hello.
And then there's also a second new person. Oh, the first new person you heard. This is Christine. Say hi, Christine.
Hello. Internet.
And then we have a second new person, Jeff, who. That's Jeff.
Sounds just like
Thanks, Scooby.
So today, well, as Jacob mentioned, we don't have a name again because we're splitting the podcast into two podcasts. So that's the first bit of news.
yeah.
And second item, Christine and Jeff are now joining the podcast full time. Woo!
Yeah.
Yay.
And third new item, we're gonna actually start writing stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, there's
We're
gonna
gonna actually have articles.
articles like real people articles.
With words in them.
I think. Well, I know Christine, you're gonna be writing stuff.
Yep, I'm writing something currently.
Oh, very cool.
Cool.
And I don't know about the rest of you guys, but yeah.
I have a spare article
I
on
might
Mario
write
Kart
something.
8, so...
Oh yeah, me too. I think.
Yeah, I know I was planning on writing some stuff. But yeah, so that's going to happen. And third item, we don't have a name. But, so today's episode of the podcast is going to be about E3, because it's E3 in a couple weeks.
June 8th? June 9th?
And for some reason, we always do a podcast on E3. That's the one thing
Yeah,
we're actually good at.
Pre-E3 podcast, so you know.
Yeah, well, E3 is the magical week.
But yeah, so what we're gonna do for our pre-E3 podcast this week is we're just gonna go through. We've all made lists of stuff that we're excited for, or excited to see at E3, and we're gonna go through those and talk about. We're gonna just BS about the games we're excited to see there. So yeah.
Yep.
So Christine, would you like to begin?
Yes, I'm gonna start with my favorite thing on the list, which would be The Evil Within. I am extremely, extremely excited for this. Unfortunately, they're pushing the release date back to October 21st instead of the original August 29th.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
damn it.
The Evil Within is the game made by the Resident Evil creator, right?
Yes, by Shinji Mikami? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Yeah.
Is
You got close.
Do you
It's
know if
published by
he's
Bethesda
working
as
with
well.
because I know it's a Bethesda game, but is he working with Bethesda Publishing or is it with actual Bethesda, the
It's
developer?
actually Bethesda. Wait, how do you say it?
Bethesda.
Bethesda
The Skyrim people.
developer.
Oh
I'm
wow.
It was he has his own development studio, I thought, and I thought it was just Bethesda Publishing.
No, they're the developer.
Okay.
Wow, that's gonna be a pretty sick game.
Well, there's been a lot of like
Mixed things about it. I heard
disappointment.
There was a quote that that he released that said it's gonna be the true return to roots of survival horror genre, which I'm really excited about because I'd like to see a horror game that doesn't necessarily center around you shooting something.
Yeah.
Or not be an indie game. No offense.
The thing is, I think from the people that played it, there was, like, the journalists, there was some mixed things with it where it was, like, it was scary, it was kind of creepy in some parts, but then other parts it wasn't, so it's still kind of up in the air.
And then like the checkpoints were really sporadic, so like sometimes you have to like slog through the same sections and things like that.
Well, that's probably why they pushed back the date, because they did say they were fixing some bugs and general game development things.
Well, it would be nice for like to have an actual survival horror game, unlike was it Resident Evil 6 that came out, even though he wasn't involved in it. Is
6.
Well, and it's the thing is, I think it's this. You're gonna see this is probably gonna be the first big attempt at doing like legit survival horror since the success of things like
Slender.
Amnesia: The Dark Descent and Slender.
Mm-hmm.
Basically proving that there's, despite what the CEOs of the big publishers think, there is actually a market for survival horror.
yeah.
That doesn't involve bros shooting bros.
Yes.
We'll get to
The
that
thing-
note.
About this game though is I started on horror games just really recently, and I started with Amnesia:
Oh
The
god.
Dark Descent, and so I always thought that was like the thing with horror games. Like there was until I got into like Fear and things like that. I always thought they were gonna be like stealth. And then I got into other horror games, and I was like, "Oh no, there are rarely any stealth horror games anymore. This is
Not since
disappointing."
the like basically Silent Hill went off the rails.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Although I will defend Fear, even though I know it is a hopeless battle. I think Fear 1 was actually a spectacular game.
Fear 1 was amazing. I'm actually writing an article. That's part of the article I'm writing about. Not to derail, but
yeah.
I'm talking about each Fear game, but
How becoming progressively more.
how they've become progressively more comical, honestly.
Yeah.
But Fear
That's
1
amazing.
was...
Isn't that funny with like survival horror games though? How it seems like each succession of like games that kind of like ruins it.
Mhm.
Like it was the same thing with Dead Space.
Oh, well, I honestly, having played the first Dead Space, that it was all in its own way. It was a kind of a poorly constructed game, because I feel like when I went to play it,
Yeah.
I've played more than a few shooters in my time, and I'm like, okay, I'm sick of playing a shooter on normal and then it being kind of like slightly more difficult than easy mode. So I went into the game and played it on hard, and apparently the developers of Dead Space thought hard meant just making sure you didn't have enough ammo to play the game, and it became less scary and more just frustration engine, and I wound up like rage tilting my keyboard after about an hour of gameplay.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they did with, I'm currently playing through Fear 3, and it's kind of become an uphill battle with every challenge just becomes impossible at some points, where they either don't give you enough ammo or they don't give you the chance to get enough ammo to defeat whatever you're against.
Well, that's kind of one of the things of like survival horror though, is like the limit on the amount of ammo in order to make you more on edge.
Yeah, but it's a fine balance, and really, like it's at least with Dead Space,
Yeah.
it was sloppy. It was incredibly sloppy because you caught on to the fact it wasn't like the thing is you need to be able to, for survival horror to work in shooters, you need to be able to fight a battle. It's not the battle itself that should be the hard part. It's the counting your bullets part that should be the hard part. Whereas in Dead Space, it was going into a battle, having scrounged all the ammo in a section of the map, and then not being able to kill everybody in that fight.
Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting. I mean, just talking about Dead Space, I wonder what they're going to do with Dead Space 4, and I actually wouldn't be surprised if they announced Dead Space 4 at E3.
Wait, did they say they were gonna make one? What?
They didn't. I mean, it is a franchise for them.
Yeah, do they really have to say? They're definitely going to make one.
Yeah.
Annoying. Okay, fine.
But just going back to the Evil Within really quick,
Yeah.
when I saw the trailer for the Evil Within, I was really excited because they give you the choice of either being stealthy or not, and I think that's a really good thing to have in a survival horror game because you can each player has a different style, and so it kind of forms to your style. And another plus for this game is I haven't seen a trailer this terrifying since I've played Outlast. So
That's true. I still haven't got I haven't gotten around to playing that yet either.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't played Outlast.
I have, but I'm not into survival horror, so I didn't necessarily like it.
Okay,
Okay.
then. So
Yeah.
I guess we're done with that. Glenn, what's yours?
Okay, mine. Recently there's been some talk that Red Dead Redemption is a definite franchise, and I would love it if they were to announce like a next Red Dead game at E3. For me personally, because Red Dead Redemption was like one of my. It was actually my favorite Rockstar game, hands down.
Really?
Yeah, I really like the Western feel, and I played Gun and all those other games. I thought Red Dead Redemption, they did a really good job with it, with bringing like the Western. I would love it if they were to like expand on some of their ideas with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think like honestly, I haven't got around to playing Red Dead yet, but honestly, it's one of the things that's always surprised me about the games industry is they never seem to like You'd think westerns would be the perfect setting for open world sandboxes.
Yeah,
But it never happens.
Well, not
Like,
necessarily because horse riding, like movement, is would be a little slow. I think.
they got horse riding pretty. It was pretty good in
Yeah, I really liked riding
Red
a horse
Dead.
in that game.
it's
Yeah.
like that's super subjective because it depends on the size of your map. I mean, if you make your map friggin' huge, yeah, horse riding is going to be slow. But I mean, if you limit the scope of your game, that becomes less of a problem.
Well,
Yeah.
the way that it worked with Red Dead was the map was huge, but there's a lot of stuff in between that you could do with your horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of like mini games and stuff, but one of the coolest things about that game was like the lasso, which you wouldn't think would be something, but like just being able to like drag people with a rope. It's funny.
That was fun for some very morbid reason.
Yeah.
They had really cool glitches though of cougar people and stuff like that.
Oh, the manimals.
Oh yes.
Christ, the manimals. That is some of the most terrifying shit I have ever seen.
I used to have a lot of fun with my friends running around a free roam in that game with
Oh.
bears. They're just like maul you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just pulled up a article from IGN, and they said it's more than likely that Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be more likely because apparently the CEO of Take-Two has branded it as part of a permanent franchise.
Oh, God.
It would be technically Red Dead Redemption 3 because there was the first Red Dead.
It was
Yeah,
Red Dead
Red Dead
Revolver.
Revolver.
I think,
Not to
right?
piss off any, because that pisses off people when people say Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, they're probably gonna. What they might do, they might call it Red Dead Redemption 2, but they'll probably do Red Dead and then another word.
Yeah. They're probably going to call it Red Dead. Well, the Red Dead is the brand name, but
Red Dead
Yeah.
Revenge. Red
Yeah.
Dead Revolution.
something like that.
Red Dead something with RE in the beginning.
Red Dead Mexican.
Ducks.
Yeah.
Redux.
Wow, I'm actually going over the E3 list again, and there's a lot that I missed.
Yeah, some new stuff has been added, some stuff's been taken away.
Yeah. So next,
So,
Jacob, that'd be you.
yeah, I'm
You're-
technically the Nintendo guy, but the game I want to talk about the most is Uncharted 4 for really bad reasons.
Uh-oh, what do they do with Uncharted? What are they doing with Uncharted 4?
I have no idea. But the people who are supposed to be doing it all left the company.
Yeah,
Really?
I heard about that.
I didn't hear about this.
Oh, a bunch of like art directors, writers who were supposed to work on Uncharted 4 all left Naughty
Like
Dog.
at once?
Like
So-
in a couple of weeks, they just lost a bunch of people.
Yeah, they lost 3 main people. I'm looking for the article now. I remember reading about this somewhere.
Yeah, and it's just like, what are they going to do with Uncharted 4 now? They lost their main people.
Well,
They lost Justin Richmond, who was the game director.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Do they know if it's post-develop, like if they're in, do we know if they're in post-production on development? Like if the product's already gone gold?
No, we do not. I doubt it's gone.
Yeah, we
gold.
haven't even seen one trailer for it yet, so it probably isn't.
That's actually kind of disturbing.
Yeah.
If like you lose your game, if you lose your game director,
And
and then
writer.
The creative director, Amy
Creative director.
Hennig, also left. Also.
really, wow.
So they just moved to other companies that were like doing other things.
Yeah.
Well, it's mostly they just want to do more, like something else.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But the creative, not the creative director, the game director, went to Riot Games.
Ooh, that's exciting.
So that's gonna be interesting to see.
So, like, Uncharted 4 is just be like, I am morbidly curious now. What's going to happen with this?
Yeah,
Like-
like that sounds like it's gonna turn into a shit show real fast.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
one of the highest selling games for PlayStation, their big brand, is going down the drain with the people who made it. What's happening here?
Well, they're gonna have to also restart God of War, the God of War franchise also with.
Yeah, I heard they were going to do something
Are
there,
they
but
restarting the God of War franchise?
They're going to have to.
Ugh,
If you ever play God of War 3, like
that,
there's
that's not gonna.
they can't keep they can't use Kratos.
Yeah, well, because they just like
They ended it. They ended it.
all the gods.
Glenn, you forgot what they always do with the other God of War games. Prequels! Constant updates to prequels!
Actually, Kratos was involved in this. He did a lot of stuff.
Kratos
Well,
did a
some-
lot while alive. You'd be surprised.
I mean, they're
Kratos
like-
just kind of wandered around for a while.
it's interesting like with a lot of like the I mean they already restarted like the Halo franchise with like a new trilogy, and they're gonna do it with Gears of War too, but Sony has to do it with I mean I haven't played any of I haven't beaten any of the Uncharted games, and I've been meaning to do that. And I haven't played Uncharted 3.
Are they really that long, or?
They're not that long.
I don't know. I hear they're good games.
Like, I beat Uncharted 1, and it wasn't that long. It was fun-ish. I liked it. It was shiny. It just made me wish there was an Archer game, because it just made me think of Archer.
Why? Because Nathan Drake's like, you're a bad guy because you kill people. Here, let me kill 300 people to show you.
That and every single mannerism just felt Archer-ish. Like, hey, we're being attacked by guys. You go do something, I'm going to escape.
I don't think Sony would let their biggest franchise like run
Oh,
out.
they would not. Uncharted is their big one. They kind of need to keep that around.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised like if it gets announced and there's just new people.
Yeah, like Uncharted 4, I believe, is actually registered into. It's registered for E3 this year, so we're going to see something. I'm just like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
Apparently, somebody who was on the inside for the Uncharted development said that it's going. He already saw new stuff for the game, including who the protagonist is going to be and what the worlds look like. And in his tweet, he says he has no words. And this is coming from Tidix. I don't know if any of you
No.
ever heard of that.
Who that is? He is. I assume that's not a good thing. I can only assume that's not a good thing.
What? No words could be like, you know.
No, he meant like no words as like.
I'm speechless.
he's
It's awesome.
praising it. Like apparently it's getting a lot of like really good reviews from what's been seen so far. But how is that possible if not that much has been?
Yeah.
Well, it could be internally, like everybody's like pretty much happy with.
And this was released only a day ago, so
Yeah.
there's nothing behind it really.
Yeah, so all we know from Uncharted 4 is that a lot of heavyweights in the industry left. For
Well, they're
reasons.
heavyweights because of Uncharted.
Well, I mean, if it looks like if internally the team's happy with the product so far, then that really doesn't matter. Because I mean, honestly, I think this industry puts too much weight on heavyweights.
Yeah, but it's
Like
just
there's
like
too much. Like if you get one celebrity game designer, it's kind of like that everyone views it as that being the whole team, and it's like not really. In fact, a lot of the leads aren't going to do as much grunt work as, say, just your like your individual level designers or your individual artists.
Yeah. Well, other big games have had people leave midway on them.
Yeah, and
Bioshock Infinite had that.
Really?
The main creative, I mean, it was kind of towards the end, but they replaced the main creative artists, well, like the lead artist on it, with the guy from the Gears of War franchise, I think.
huh.
really, I thought Ken Levine was creative director. Or...
Well, no, Ken Levine was on it throughout the entire time, but they had other like
Lead artist.
top people leave.
lead artist. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, not creative director, lead artist.
Yeah.
Okay then, so yeah, that's my morbid fascination game. Just like, what the hell's going on there?
Well, Jeff, you're next on deck.
It seems so. Fable Legends is gonna suck, probably.
Okay, Jeff, something not obvious.
The number one thing Jeff is excited for: Fable Legends to suck.
Yeah, he's super excited for that.
I totally am. I don't know. Okay, so you know how Peter Molyneux isn't with them anymore? So one of their surprises that Peter Molyneux is gonna come. Okay, he has a cape, right? He's gonna come onto the stage, be like, oh, I don't know his accent. I'm not gonna fucking do
English.
it. Anyway, he's gonna come on and he's like, hey, don't worry, I'm still on the team.
Wait, they
brought me
And
back.
then people are gonna be like, boo.
And then he's gonna make all these promises. It's gonna cure cancer. It's gonna make everybody feel so many emotions. It's
And he's also gonna talk about how there's gonna be a tree that you can grow again.
yeah.
Well, see, I'm gonna buck the trend and say I'd prefer a game company have Peter Molyneux to 90% of the personalities you see.
I want
As much as
to.
he over promises shit, he's a good designer, and he's not afraid to like try and
Aim for the
design
moon.
things that are like he's not afraid. He has high goals, and he always tries to go for things that not everybody is necessarily interested in doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
New dream game that should also be titled Nightmare the Game. I want to see Peter Molyneux and David Cage as co-directors.
Oh God.
Well, I was gonna say I want Peter Molyneux to design a Sailor Moon game.
That would honestly, I would
With
play the
David
shit out of that
Cage.
game.
Why Sailor Moon?
That's what I thought of first when I said it. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
That I would play the shit out of that game.
Talk
And-
about how it would really capture the feeling of being a teenage girl in Japan and
also
having to decide, like, are you getting too heavy? Like, oh, like worrying about how like your weight, but like then being like, I'm just gonna eat sweets. Like, really, there's gonna be a romance with Tuxedo Mask. It's gonna be really in depth.
And then
Well,
the
hey,
game comes out and none of that happens.
Goddamn Moonlight Night. I'm happy. Fucking Moonlight Night. Shit.
I'm concerned now.
Hey. Tuxedo Mask, man. Tuxedo Mask was awesome.
He still exists. Like, they ended up with each other.
Wait, really?
Yeah, well, but there was that whole, like, Moonlight Night sidetrack bullshit.
Yeah, well, you can't just have one person in your life.
I just rewatched Sailor Moon for kicks, and there was that whole thing where he was just like overprotective of his daughter, and it was kind of creepy to a point.
Well, it's his daughter.
Wait,
Yeah,
who's
but it
Sailor
was
Moon?
like the reason he wouldn't get back with Sailor Moon is because he would like spend all his time with his daughter, and it was just this weird like relationship when you think about it in terms of the future and the past.
Yeah. Yeah, he actually endangered her by not wanting to fuck her mom.
What?
Okay, this conversation's gotten a little off the rails.
Anyways,
I need to
so
be concerned. I was right.
so Peter Molyneux is that's your you wanted to just come out and announce.
Wait, so is he back on the team, or is it just
No.
Yeah, they hired him back like just to work on Fable.
Wait, really?
No.
No. This is my dream.
Oh, okay.
No.
See, I'm actually worried that without Peter Molyneux around, that game series is gonna just fall apart.
Well, it might be a lot more focused, and they might have way more realistic goals.
Yeah, it may actually be good.
I liked Fable
Yeah.
1, Fable 2.
I have to say I did like the first Fable. I just didn't like the second or the third one.
I didn't bother with the third one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
then. So, Jeff, I guess you're done. Hewitt.
Yes, Hewitt, Joe Hewitt's game. I actually got a pretty long list, and I'm having a hard time deciding what I think is my favorite thing on this list. But I'm gonna say Mirror's Edge 2, because on the podcast previously, I've gone on and on and on about how fucking great Mirror's Edge 1 was, and I swear this could be like this E3 could make or break Mirror's Edge 2 for me, because if they make it like a faithful sequel to Mirror's Edge 1, I will like be so excited. You'll be able to hear me scream from space.
Hmm.
But
Where there is no sound. He just...
well, if they turn it into like if they decide to emphasize the shooting elements because reasons, because people like shooting, right? I will vomit a cloud of acid into the atmosphere, destroying all life on this planet.
That's not environmentally friendly.
That's not how that works either.
The depths of my rage will be
You will break physics.
yeah, will break reality. I will break the laws of physics.
Either
with the
way,
depths of my rage.
physics have been broken.
I will go on
Yeah.
record right now saying Mirror's Edge was the most frustrating game I have played in a while.
I've actually never played it.
I didn't think it was that like.
Just the parkour elements of it.
See, I know a lot
That's
of
the whole
people have
game. But
hardcore elements of it, especially in first person.
Yeah, wasn't that a complaint with like the camera or whatever during first person when you're trying to do stuff?
Yeah, that was actually. I always thought the complaint was a little stupid. I'm not
yeah,
gonna lie.
I played it and it was, it was actually surprisingly not too disorientating. Like,
Yeah, like people just there were problems with the game. Like the puzzles were structured such that if you ever screwed up, it would break the flow of.
Yeah.
But people I think unfairly laid the blame on that on the camera, which was ridiculous because I mean it's a first-person game and you have shoulders, you can look over. People would complain like the thing people were complaining about with the camera is basically that you couldn't turn your head around like 360 degrees like some like freaky monster. And whereas like if you ever had a problem that you couldn't turn, you couldn't see that far enough over your left shoulder, you could just look over your right shoulder and you'd be fine. That said, the puzzles in general were really like
I just thought Mirror's Edge with guns is actually Titanfall.
I'd actually say Mirror's Edge with guns is Brink, but
Well,
Mirror's
Titanfall,
Edge with guns is a tame Titanfall.
yeah.
Titanfall made like the movement way better than Brink because Brink kind of failed.
but Titanfall also kind of is not really being talked about right now.
Titanfall?
Yeah, it kind of like died off.
Like,
No, it didn't.
the talk about it did. From what I've seen, from what I've heard, people are still playing it, though, so...
Yeah, Titanfall is like it stole all the Call of Duty crowd. Everyone's like playing Titanfall now.
Yeah, that's
Partially because the last Call of Duty apparently sucked.
I would go further and say the last 4 Call of Duties suck.
Ghost.
Yeah, but this one sucked to people who thought those other 4 didn't suck.
Yeah,
True.
exactly.
But yeah, so I'm really excited for Mirror's Edge, and I do hope that they do improve the pacing of those puzzles, because a lot of them like if you screwed up a little, you really kind of lost the flow of what you were doing. That said, I still think it was one of of the last decade, it was one of the more interesting first-person games that I played.
Yeah.
But so that would
Okay then,
lead
so
us
back to
back to
Christine.
Christine.
All right. I guess the next one on my list. Ooh, this is. I guess I'll continue with, Borderlands the prequel.
Yeah.
Just because I know more about it currently.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw the video for Willem, right?
Yeah. Mhm. But I'm really excited about the new characters, which is Athena the Gladiator and Nisha the Lawbringer.
Is this still previous gen? Still on the 360 and the PS3?
Yeah, and PC.
Woo, PC.
Yeah, I might just get it on the PC.
Sorry, I missed him.
But they're also bringing Claptrap in
Yeah.
as a playable character, which I'm really, really excited about because Claptrap was my
Yeah.
favorite character in the second game.
Claptrap has always been an awesome character.
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't taken advantage of this sooner, but
You mean
another thing about the game is low gravity.
Yeah, low gravity and the oxygen system seemed really interesting.
Yeah, like you can make your jumps longer with oxygen jetpacks.
It's funny how like there was a whole bunch of like rumors about it being the next DLC being on like the moon, and then they came out with like the game where it happened to be a prequel where it was on the moon.
A
And
pre-sequel.
it's like what happened with Saints Row 3 and 4. Originally, Saints Row 4 was supposed what is Saints Row 4 was supposed to be a DLC, a long DLC called
And
Enter
Enter
the
the
Dominatrix.
Dominatrix.
Yeah.
And Saints Row 4, like, it wound up being too long, so they bundled into a fourth game. They just decided we're going to push it off to Saints Row, like, as main game content in Saints Row 4. And what they wound up doing is I think they released Enter the Dominatrix as a DLC, but it's kind of like an alternative. It's basically an alternative. It's the whole campaign. It's like a whole alternative to the campaign. Yeah.
They hinted. That's why I think is it's the same case with this one because they hint at like the end of the last big DLC for Borderlands 2 that it was going to be like it was going to take place on the moon because they were had to like go after like somebody, but then they kind of just like threw that idea out of the way, and then this game came up, and it turns out it was a what they call them pre-sequel.
Yeah.
Annoying.
But how do you think it's how people are going to react because it's Handsome Jack's story? Like I've always enjoyed the villain's point of view more than the heroes, but because they're all kind of like anti-heroes, I guess.
Well, they say he's supposed to like evolve as like this new story goes on, where he's like good at first, but then he becomes like more evil.
You're not playing as him though, right?
No, you're not
No,
playing.
you're just part of his.
You're like
team.
his minion. His like.
Yeah, in the same way that you were basically like Lilith and Russell's
Minions in 2, yeah.
you're basically going to be Handsome Jax in the pre-sequel. But I don't know. I don't really have a problem with that, especially since like if you look at the way Borderlands has in general portrayed its characters, none of them are really that good. Like I mean, the good guys are pretty much homicidal maniacs.
Tiny Tina, for example.
Yeah,
I always use that example because she's a homicidal maniac.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ashley.
How dare you?
Or Craig. I actually like the last DLC character for Borderlands 2.
Craig was great.
Craig was great.
I didn't play Craig's DLC.
Yeah, it was fun playing it.
DLC. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But
Do any of you know if I know 2K, Gearbox and 2K have worked together on Borderlands 2, but did they work with the Australia division or the?
The Australia division is making the pre-sequel.
I know they are, but did they work on 2 at all, or
I
was
don't
it just?
So I think it was
Deal.
Austin.
They may have made like little DLC packets for them like in the past, but other than that, I don't think.
Yeah, I think it's traditionally been Gearbox Austin or they're in Austin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it's Gearbox Austin that's been making Borderlands up to this point. So it'll be it. That's why that is the one thing I'm wary about. I always get like a little leery of development teams that weren't the original dev team making the new game, because sometimes that goes way off the rails.
What do you think? I mean, since we're talking about Gearbox, do you think? Because I know there's been rumors about that they're actually going to make it, and besides doing Borderlands 3, they're going to actually make a new Duke Nukem game and actually supposedly make it good.
They were supposedly make the other Duke Nukem good. What happened with that one?
The thing is,
Well, they just
that was the Duke Nukem, the last Duke Nukem game. There was no way to salvage that.
yeah.
And Randy Pitchford just wanted to get it out because it was a passion project for him.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those games that, like, it's just nice that it finally did come out.
And in its own way, it's interesting because as awful and terrible as that game was, it's kind of like looking at the last 12 years of game design.
It brought us back to, like, a bygone era in video games.
Well, just thematically, yeah, but also like because it was worked on by like several development teams over 12 years. You can see the different like ages of shooter game design in a single game, which I mean makes for an god awful piece of shit game, but it's kind of like intellectually interesting.
Would you guys be surprised if they announced a new Duke Nukem game?
No, they paid how much money for that? They have to do something with it.
They probably have to like redesign.
I would be surprised if they made a new Duke Nukem game.
Wow, I'm looking at the developers behind the Duke Nukem game, and it was just a lot of them.
Yeah.
It was like 3D Realms and Tiger Electronics and Lion Entertainment and.
Before
and
Half-Life 3, it was the game that everyone thought was never going to come out.
And you know what always kind of like sidetrack. You know what always surprised me that like everyone complains about Half-Life 3. StarCraft 2 took literally 12 goddamn years. We were waiting for StarCraft 2 just as long as Duke Nukem, and no one made a big deal about that.
Is StarCraft 2 even... Is StarCraft 2 completely out yet? Are all 3 out?
I don't think all 3 are out yet.
So we're still waiting.
Yeah, we're still waiting for StarCraft.
I would love to have a Warcraft 4.
Oh my god. I would love to play a Warcraft 4.
Because I always liked Warcraft more than I did StarCraft.
I was kind of was a little sad when Warcraft went to the RPG because I miss the RTS.
Yeah.
I really do. And if at E3 Warcraft 4 is announced,
They would never announce it. They have their own convention.
Oh, that's true. It's
BlizzCon. BlizzCon.
If they announced Warcraft 4 at the next BlizzCon, I would freak out so hard.
Okay then, so yeah, Borderlands the pre-sequel.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'll probably get it on the PC. That might be one of the games like
Yeah, as any right-thinking individual would.
For me, since I'm next again, I'm really excited because it's I love the games. I've played like every single one so far. The remakes of Gen 3 for Pokemon.
Oh dear God, yes! All of
yes. I really want to see what
Gen 3 was Sapphire and Ruby?
Yeah.
Yep.
And now it's Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
They also trademarked Delta Emerald.
Yeah, but I don't think that one's
They
coming
do that.
out.
They do that all the time. Like they've trademarked Water Blue and a whole bunch of stuff just so people can't make money off their
off their brands.
Yeah, it's not necessarily means that they're going to make the game.
It's called a Psy Emerald then.
Yeah.
That's what I would call it. Or Chi Emerald.
You just get a really weird color like or you get a really weird color, really weird element like cadmium magenta.
I would
No, it's
play
not,
that Pokemon game. Don't joke about that.
It's Greek letters. Greek letters, man.
Yeah, I think was it Game Freak actually has like gray trademarked,
Yeah.
water blue, like turquoise. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, but yeah, Gen 3 happens to be
Epsilon.
Gen 3 happens to be my favorite Pokemon generation out of all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer the second generation, but I really like Gen
1.
like Gen 3 too.
It has my favorite Pokemon in it, which is Swampert. So
You like
I just want to see Mega Swampert, honestly.
I'm excited for this because this is the first time I'm gonna be able to play Gen 3 because I came in really late.
Oh really?
Yeah, I started playing with X and Y. Oh no, actually no, I played the black and white version.
Oh, I actually haven't played
Black and white or black and white too?
Black and white too.
Yeah, go.
Okay.
And so I just started from there, and then I immediately went into X and Y because I got black and white 2 so close to
Yeah.
X and Y, so I just kind of played them at the same time.
Yeah,
But
I can't only imagine like coming in like fairly late because it would be kind of overwhelming with the amount of Pokemon they have now.
yeah, like I know about all the starters, but I never got to actually play the game.
Yeah.
Swampert is the best starter.
The thing
Don't
is,
get the chicken.
I'm probably gonna go with
Torchic?
Torchic.
Yeah, don't get the chicken. Get Swampert. Get
Blaziken is awesome, and you will die.
I'm not gonna do Blaziken because they already came out with
Mega
they gave
Blaziken.
it as like a gift.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna do either the grass or the water.
Mudkip.
Mudkip and
I'm not gonna
Pika.
lie, I've actually not played a Pokemon.
Hugh, you gotta get a 3DS, man.
I have not played anything since first gen.
You gotta get a 3DS, get X and Y, and a bunch of other games.
Or just get
If you have a Game Boy Color, I can lend you my gold version.
No, I don't have color. I have the
original.
original.
He has
I think you can still play it on.
the black brick. I mean the gray brick.
No, it's
Gray
great.
brick.
Gray brick.
Jacob,
Gray
don't
brick.
be insolent.
Gray brick.
It's actually it's pretty interesting now. Like it tells us how old we are, but like a lot of those cartridges from when we were kids, the battery life and stuff in them is actually dying out now.
Oh, dear
Yeah,
man,
but it
dear
still
little
works.
man.
I know.
I put a new battery in this thing. This has a new
Oh,
battery.
did you?
This has a new battery. I put it back in. It works
What
again.
battery is those things? Lithium? Is it like the lithium batteries?
Yeah, it's
It's a
one of those.
battery.
It's one of those circular batteries. I just opened it up, put it in, electrical taped it shut. It works again. There's a clock.
How much does it cost?
$5.
Lithium batteries not that expensive, especially since they last like 600 million years.
Yeah.
It's just those little circular batteries, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they use them in watches.
And I have one of those in my speaker remote, so they're not that uncommon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, like, to get sciencey for a moment, like they last so long. Like, they're more expensive, but they last a lot longer because the chemicals they use in them for the reaction create a better stable reaction, and it has to do with, like, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but like basically they create a longer stable reaction and last a long ass time. So they may cost more, but you're going to have them for like
Forever.
like I said, like ages of the Earth will pass before they lose their charge.
Yeah.
The only thing annoying about those cartridges, the Game Boy Advance cartridges, is that they have a tri-tip screwdriver. You can't just use a regular one.
Yeah,
Really.
that's true.
To unscrew it. Okay, wrap it up. Okay.
Yep. Okay then. So yeah, Gen 3. I think a bunch of us are excited for that.
Yeah. I think everyone who has a 3DS is excited for that.
I don't have
So
a 3DS,
excited.
and I'm excited for that.
You gotta get one, man.
I know. So
Good system.
I'm probably gonna get one for this. Okay then.
Yeah.
So on to me, I guess. So yeah, onto the Nintendo stuff. We basically know most of this game already. There's so much information about it already, but oh dear God, I'm so excited for Smash Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I am so excited for Smash Brothers.
When do you think it's gonna come out in the summertime?
Well, the 3DS summer one, I'm guessing August or September. I don't think July.
I would put a lot of my money on September.
Yeah, though, also, I'm very excited to watch the Invitational Tournament, because I actually really want to see this game played by professionals.
I really want to see Jeff Keighley talk about it.
Are they having a?
Does that man ever smile? Does he ever smile?
Wait, is there an invitational at E3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's top 16, I think.
You
Oh,
also
okay.
played at various Best Buys.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, we
In
can
the
go.
country.
Yeah, we can play during E3 at a Best Buy if you wanted to.
Make your own invitational.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wait.
Bottom 16.
Yeah.
My expectation is they're probably gonna announce probably like a new game mode or something at E3 with Smash Brothers and like a couple of new characters.
Increasingly obscure characters from the increasingly obscure IP that Nintendo hasn't mined for Smash Bros. characters.
Captain Rainbow, man.
Oh dear Lord, Captain Rainbow! I would love if he was in the game.
It should be a assist trophy at least, I think.
Captain Rainbow deserves everything.
Cranky Kong.
I don't think Nintendo's going to make new IP until they run out of characters to put into Smash Bros. Games.
Captain Rainbow
And
was
the-
a new character for the. Captain Rainbow technically is a new character. He came out in the Wii generation.
Yeah.
All I know is I'm just gonna play as the villager and scare everyone to death. And that is how I will win.
Yeah, it's actually interesting.
Take your
There's like
axe.
different skins you can go on every character. That's how they got rid of like a lot of like the clones and stuff.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's
Dr.
why Toon Link's
Mario's
still there.
skin. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's full Toon Link. Yeah, Toon Link is. But
They kept Mr. Game & Watch, right?
We don't know yet.
I wouldn't be surprised he was like in the.
We don't
Who's
know
Sis
yet.
Melee?
Admittedly, I don't know if we know about Ness yet.
And also Captain Falcon too. They don't even know.
Nope, and we don't know about Ganondorf either. So
They're
Wait.
probably gonna be back.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't Ganondorf be in it?
well, we don't know yet. So I know for sure Captain Falcon's back. So like even without them announcing it, we know Captain Falcon's coming back.
Because if
yeah.
they ever got rid of the Falcon Punch, like,
But like,
The-
there hasn't been a F-Zero game for like years.
Samurai Guro's
Like,
in
what
it.
was that?
We saw Samurai Guro as an Asif trophy. Captain's back.
Yeah, but like, what was the last F-Zero?
GameCube.
but it isn't.
2004. Literally, it's been 10 years since F-Zero
When was
has
the
come
last
out.
Game & Watch game?
That's different. It's been on the like.
How is that different?
You know what? I'm kind of upset that they brought. I'm upset that they brought Ike back, and they could have just changed it to Crom and had him play it exactly the same.
Or just
Yeah.
add Crom still. Admittedly, they used a different model. They used him from the second game of his series. Like, of Ike's
Oh, really?
Fire Emblem.
Yeah, he's more handsome.
Yeah, he's now 18 rather than 16. That's the difference.
He really like man. Puberty was like awesome on him though.
Puberty happened at age 17 and bulked him up. That's definitely not steroids.
No, that's fighting for your friends.
Now, what did we play as? Was it Frog? Who's the frog in Star Fox again? I forgot.
Slippy.
Yeah, I want to play as Slippy. I hope
Yeah, I don't want to play as Wolf or Falco. I want to play as
they should
Slippy.
just get rid of Wolf and Falco, and also the Star Fox dude. Just put in Slippy.
Oh god.
Switch
No,
Rob
no,
with
no,
Rob.
no, they-
Switch Rob with Rob.
They
Oh,
should
yeah.
get the old rabbit dude with the
Peppy
What's his
hair.
Peppy.
Happy.
Peppy
Pep-
hair.
Well, Peppy's dad,
yeah.
General Peppy.
General
Alright.
Pepper. Okay then, so yeah, Smash Brothers. I'm excited because Smash is one of my favorite Nintendo franchises.
So, Jeff,
Yeah.
what is the second thing you are excited for?
Jeff, tell us.
Oh, that's me.
Yes, Jeff, you are Jeff.
Sonic Boom.
I don't know what to think about this game.
It's gonna be. It's gonna exist.
What is this?
What happened
Sonic
to Knuckles?
Boom.
Can somebody explain this?
We
to
just
me?
went over it.
He got
Steroids.
buffed.
Do you even lift?
Do you even lift Sonic?
Yeah, so Sonic Boom is basically a Sonic game, but it's being designed by
Not Sonic Team, so it's up in the air on quality for this one.
No, the character design is just a different guy. I think the rest of it is still
No,
Sonic
I don't think
Team.
it's Sonic Team. I don't.
But
Think
like Sonic,
I don't think.
Oh
it's-
my god! I just saw the Knuckles picture.
Yeah,
You see the new character they just like showed?
Sticks!
yeah, the
excited
bad.
about Sticks.
Yeah, she looks like an actual Sonic character though.
She's a badger, I think.
Yeah, but she looks like. I mean, she looks like if she was in a regular Sonic game, I would believe it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
Okay
I
then,
just
so
hope
the developers for Sonic Boom are Big Red Button Entertainment for the Wii U and Sanzaru Games for 3DS.
My bad.
Do you
So.
think having a different developer might actually make a good game?
I don't know.
I'm still really disappointed by the last Sonic game I played, which was the Lost Worlds, I think.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Sonic 06. and
That's
I was-
not disappointing. That's soul crushing.
I heard Generations was pretty good.
Yeah, Generation.
I didn't like Generations, but I like Colors and Lost Worlds from the demo. I liked it. I was gonna play it, but somebody sold it.
When did Lost Worlds come out?
It came out for the Wii U like last year or 2 years
I
ago.
don't
And
know.
a 3DS.
I played
As
it.
a
I played it in Nintendo World, and as much as I love the new sassy Sonic lines, I was really disappointed about how easy it is.
To do sassy Sonic lines?
No, well that too, but how easy the gameplay was, because it basically does it for you.
I mean, the Sonic, they had like the cartoon and everything, so they kind of targeted it more towards like kids.
Who would have
That's true.
thought a kid character would be targeted toward kids?
Yeah, I know,
I
but
mean, it's always been a kids' game.
Yeah.
it has. But I don't know.
Yeah.
The,
But
Sonic
even
fandom got weird.
Sonic Heroes wasn't that easy.
Like,
the Sonic the Werewolf.
Sonic Heroes was really boring though. Like, from I played, I remember falling asleep playing that game.
I liked it.
I think the last Sonic game I played it was on the GameCube. And it was just weird.
I
Adventure
think-
2 or Sonic Heroes or
that's weird. Like the Sonic fandom is kind of actually insane.
They're
Oh yeah,
terrifying.
they posted there's one on the official Sonic like page. I'm pretty sure they posted something from Rule 34 of like Shadow. Like he's like on a car painted like looking seductively.
And it is probably like one of the millions of shadow cross Onic or Sonic.
Yeah, pregnant Sonic and everything.
Oh,
Oh
God.
god.
I think I've
My favorite Sonic fan art is always the Sonic like begging for God's forgiveness, which is an actual thing
Yeah.
that happens disturbingly frequently.
Oh god.
Yeah, Christian Sonic fans are the favorite fans. Yeah.
Yeah.
But back to the character. I recently watched a I don't know if it was a trailer or whatever, but it was a behind the scenes with the new character, the voice actress.
Yeah.
And the voice acting for this game is so interesting because basically what they made this new character is like paranoid against the government, recluse like character in the woods, and like it's so interesting, and I'm so excited to play this new character because it's gonna be really weird how she fits in with the new team. And they also portrayed it as she kind of has a rivalry with Amy over Sonic, but we'll see how
Well,
that
they're
turns
also-
out, I guess.
Best friends though.
Who?
Amy and Sticks.
And Stick?
They're supposed to be best friends as well. Yeah.
Really? That's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
There's the one Sonic game that like Sonic just gives so much sus to Tails. Is
What?
it Sonic giving? Wait, Jeff, I think you were talking about it before.
Sassy Sonic?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sassy Sonic to like Tails, like it's just, or it was you, Christian.
Yeah, in the Lost World, there's this line I forget exactly what Tails says, but Sonic's response is basically like, "I didn't need your whole life story, Tails." Like he's just so sassy. Like I don't know
It
who
was
wrote
like,
the lines
fine,
for
next
him,
time you
but-
fall into the sea, I guess I won't fly the plane to save you.
So, Sonic Boom. The only Sonic game that was advertised with Bangarang. For reasons.
Wait, what?
The initial launch trailer had Bangarang in it to introduce Sonic Boom.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
That's a thing.
Yeah. So it's a game where it's just like, it's not made by Sonic Team. So I don't know whether it's going to be good or not.
Well, Sonic, even if it's made by Sonic Team, you don't know
Yeah.
whether it's good or not. I don't know.
You have a
Well, I
good
mean, I think
bar,
you can-
though. You know what you're getting into.
Yeah, I think you can safely bet that it's not going to be good if it's made by Sonic Team.
Yeah, no.
There's a chance it will
They're,
be. There's not a good one.
They only actually ever made a good couple of Sonic games, and that was it.
Well, they had like a lot of things. Like they used to like in Sonic Adventure games, they had like two teams. Like, they were working concurrently, one in America and one in Japan. But like after Sonic Adventure 2, I believe they kind of closed the American branch and then just kind of.
And that's when Sonic Heroes era started.
And that's why you had rap in Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, Sega's, by the way, as a prediction, Sega's going to announce their new console.
What?
Dreamcast 2, everybody, it'll happen this year.
Sega's going to come back. It's going to surprise everybody, and it's going to be amazing.
It's also gonna there are also Persona 5 is gonna be on the new Sega console.
Yeah, as soon as it comes out. And it's coming out early, too.
Also,
Yeah.
also, they will have invented the robot unicorn.
What?
That's a game already.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Okay.
And Power Stone 3.
I played Robot Unicorn.
Search for Power Stone 2.
Yeah, Power Stone 3 is going to be a launch title.
Sure.
Well, is it gonna? Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Mm,
Okay,
beautiful.
Hewitt. Okay, let's get off of fantasy and back to reality.
Back to reality, in which fantasy has come to life because Civilization Beyond Earth is happening.
Yeah, sure.
And all right, am I the only person who plays the Civilization?
You were telling me about this. I don't play any of the Civilization games, but
Okay,
sounds like a pretty cool premise.
so I was actually at the announcement for this at PAX East this year, and so basically, for those of you who remember Alpha Centauri, yes, all three of you.
I remember.
Yeah, well, Alpha Centauri, they're basically remaking under the title Civilization Beyond Earth. And all we've seen so far about it is a trailer, and they've already given some information about how the tech tree system's going to work. But as far as I know, and I've been checking pretty regularly, they haven't made any new announcements, and I think they're confirmed for E3. So I'm really excited to see what they come up with, because since obviously it's in the future, they don't know what the tech is going to be. They've approached the tech tree system a lot differently. So rather than being kind of like you start at agriculture and go all the way to giant doom robots and colonizing space, you start from colonizing space, and they kind of create this web that lets you kind of like you can explore technologies along that web, but you're not really kind of like there's no really kind of right way to advance along the tech tree, and I think it's really interesting.
Now, do you play the multiplayer of the Civ games, or do you play?
I've never actually played Civ multiplayer. I've mostly done like single player.
Yeah,
We should do it.
That's what I thought. Like, it's predominantly like a single player type of experience.
Oh, no, a lot of people do play multiplayer. It's just I've never done it because I don't know a lot of people that play Civ religiously.
How long does like each? Because I don't know anything about
That's the thing. It's a long a game of Civilization's a long game.
Now,
No.
I've never actually played Civilization. As someone who's never played it, what is the best way to explain something like that?
It's kind of like the quintessential. It's the quintessential grand strategy game. If you've played Settlers of Catan, it's a lot like Settlers of Catan.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So is it
You
resource based?
It's a lot resource based, but basically when you start civilization, you pick a civilization to start off with, and Civ 5 has been the most diverse with that, but it can be like anything from like you can play the Zulus to they've got the Zulus, they've got Japan, they've got
Celtic. They got the Celts.
the Celts, yes. But at the start of the game, you get a group of settlers. You build your first city.
Well, one
and then-
settler actually.
Well, yeah. You get one settler. You build your first city, and there's kind of like four or five win conditions to the game. There's a cultural victory, a technological victory, and cultural victory is like your culture has influence over all nations, all the other nations in the game. There's technological victory, which means you're the first one to
Go to space.
Go to space, basically.
And there's a military victory.
Yeah, military victory, you just kick everyone else's ass.
And time victory, where we reach a certain year and that's it.
There's time victory, but there's another one that I'm forgetting. Oh, diplomatic victory, where you make peace with the entire.
Oh wait,
planet.
no, you go to the United Nations and you have everybody elect you president of the world.
Yeah, you become president of the planet. It's but yeah, and what makes the game interesting is like each race or each civilization has a like civilization ability. So for like the Celts, they get to their civilization ability is they generate faith for their religion. If their city is next to a forest that has been undeveloped.
No, that's the Iroquois.
No, that's the Celts. The Iroquois is they can.
Oh
treat
yeah, they
forest.
can travel whatever. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
So
The Celts. But the Iroquois is a better example. You can treat forests as roads, and then you get two civilization specific units. I don't know what it is for the Iroquois, but for the Celts, it's you get picked warriors, which they can pillage other people's tiles for free. They generate faith every time they kill another unit, and they are stronger when they're not fighting on tiles you control. And the Celts also get the Cayley Hall, which replaces the Opera House, which makes your civilization happier. It's kind of there's a lot of systems, and it's a kind of, I wouldn't call it a super complex game, but it's like
It's way
there's
less
a lot.
complex than other RTSs.
Yeah, it's kind of the easiest to learn 4X strategy, or well, not 4X, but like it's the easiest to learn grand strategy game. And historically, there have been the 5 civilizations, but early days Civilization, they made a game called Alpha Centauri, which is basically Civ in space, and people have been begging for that for years.
and now they're just making Civ in space.
Yeah, well, because they don't own the rights to the Alpha Centauri name, because they published that with a different publisher than 2K, so that publisher owns the rights to the name. So what they're doing is they're just making Civilization Beyond Earth, which is Civ in space.
Which is basically Alpha Centauri.
And they're taking an interesting approach to this one. They're adding this system called affinities, which it's kind of a replacement for religion and ideologies, which were pretty big in Civ 5. And it's basically, there's 3 kind of broad philosophical approaches you can take to humanity in the future.
Mm-hmm.
One is, I think it's superiority. It's the transhumanism branch, where you're basically using machines to modify the human body.
So Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
Green ending.
Yeah, but there's the harmony branch, which means you're using like gene modifying humans to make them more compatible with their new environment. and then there's Purity, which is going to be like A. It's like you refuse to alter the human form, so you're just going to terraform the whole goddamn planet. And that's about it.
Okay then, so we've already passed the hour mark, so I guess we're close to done.
Well, do we want to keep going, or do we want to do an extra long podcast this week? Because it is E3.
I actually was gonna ask if we could do one more go around, but if you guys...
No, I'm cool with doing one more
Yeah, I
go
think we
around.
should do another go around because we haven't brought up Mass Effect
Or the one I'm gonna bring
Yeah,
up,
or
so
Dragon.
let's go.
for a year. Yeah.
Christine,
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do one more round.
Christine,
All right.
you're up.
Oh, I'm kind of torn between two.
Let's say both really fast.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do actually. So I'll just briefly talk about the first one then. The Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Revolution. Long name,
Amazing
but I
results.
think that's gonna be.
Amazing results.
It's gonna. I think it looks amazing because I'm really happy with the combo attack so far.
Is it anything different from the last time, or?
I'm not exactly sure because I didn't get a chance to play the last game.
I played that one a lot, and it was kind of simple. I don't know.
But they're doing something called the Ninja World Tournament, and it's also, this game's going to be based a lot around the Akatsuki, which I'm excited because I love their storyline. And then the second game, I'm going to go a little more into this because it's a little more in-depth. Dying Light. Have you
I
guys...
got pushed back.
Yeah.
didn't
I feel like I've seen something with this.
I've seen a lot of like stuff, trailers released for it already, but it's supposedly being released February 2015. So even though it's farther off, I've seen a few things for it. It's basically parkour, zombie fighting. You make your own melee weapons. There are homemade triggers. But from what I've seen, the difference between this game and other zombie games I've seen is that the zombies are a lot faster, are a lot more aggressive at night, and it's to a point where it's terrifying because during the day, if you can jump from roof to roof because it's parkour, so during the days, the zombie can't really touch you, but at night, when you have to go out and find resources, the zombies will run with you and jump with you, and that makes for a lot more terrifying game.
And is it like open world sandboxy kind of game? Or do we know yet?
Isn't it by the same guys who made Dead Island?
It's Warner Brothers and Techland.
Yeah, I think that's Dead Island.
Is it on Dead Island?
I never actually played the sequel to the first one. I played the original Dead Island.
But if you haven't seen anything for this game, I would definitely recommend looking into it because when I heard about it, I was a little skeptical, but then I looked into it and it looks like it's going to be really one of the better games this year.
Yeah, Techland is a developer for Dead Island.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
think it's the same engine, or it looks like it's like a similar engine.
That sounds actually really cool. That is definitely something to keep an eye out for.
Just as long as it doesn't have a trailer that goes in completely weird order and have a little girl dying in it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I haven't seen any trailers where they've shown anyone dying yet, but from the trailers I have seen, there's a gameplay where basically you make electrical fences and basically just wait for the zombies to walk through them. It's kind of funny.
that'd be hilarious.
But a lot of the weapons in that game are like that. Like, you basically use everything to your advantage. Like, you use cars, you use fences, you use rooftops, you use clothing line. It's just very, very in-depth with what you can use, I guess, and put together.
I'm sorry, the way you're saying it, though, makes me think it's like Saints Row for zombies.
Which sounds just like Saints Row.
Maybe.
So I'm now imagining getting to beat zombies to death with a giant floppy purple dildo.
Which for
I
some reason
don't
just makes me
think
think of
that's
Crackdown.
they've gone that far, but
Oh.
you know, not enough has been released yet
Wasn't there a game, like a mini game in Saints Row 3 where you can do that?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Zombies?
Well, no, and then there's the when when you zombify part of the city, you can just go into that part of the city and start beating up zombies with the giant purple dildo.
Yeah.
Classy.
Saints Row is the best game, I think.
I'm gonna wait for the Steam sale. When does the Steam sale start?
Steam Summer Sale.
Yeah, Steam Summer Sale.
Whenever they want it to.
No, it's usually around the 4th of July.
Oh, okay, then.
Because Independence and Steam sales go together.
Well, it's going to be a perfect time to buy Saints Row 4, where you become
I
president.
think like the best way to know if a holiday's a real holiday
Is if it has a Steam sale.
sale. Yeah.
You know they had a Steam sale during Hurricane Sandy?
Really?
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Hurricane Sandy is a holiday, I guess.
How did
Yep.
people buy anything?
They really hate New Jersey, I guess. I don't know.
Well, in the first few days, I was able to buy a few games for, like, dirt cheap.
Oh yeah.
Like, Left 4 Dead 2 was, like, free for a few days.
Well, actually, didn't they? They just made it like permanent. I thought they made it permanently free.
No,
I
it's
don't
not
know,
free
but
right
this
now.
was, like, last year.
But yeah.
Okay, then, so...
I think even International Chocolate Pirate Day has a Steam sale.
Yes!
Okay, then, so... Dying Light. Look out for that one.
Yeah. Since I'm next, here's my prediction. Okay. This is my prediction for Mass Effect 4. So
Oh,
Mass Effect,
Jesus Christ! Don't.
Mass Effect 4 gets announced, right? And then they immediately come out, and it's like Commander Shepard's there, right?
Oh, God.
They basically say that, like, you know, we told you we're going to continue the Commander Shepard storyline, but no, they're going to. But here's the thing. The saves carry over from Mass Effect 3, and if the game's completely different depending on which choice you chose at the end, where if you chose the blue storyline, you're just a Reaper and you just float around the entire, and it's like a resource game. And if you choose the red storyline, it's like Mass Effect or whatever. They have like a new story, but the difference between all the storylines, besides like the gameplay, is there's just a tint of blue over the entire game, or red over the entire game, or green, depending on your choice.
I
Oh,
might-
and then Commander
That would
Shepard
drive
dies in
me
the first hour.
I might be forced to Glenn, if this
Glenn.
happens,
They end it with a we heard all of your feedback and we love you guys, so we did this, and then they drop the mic.
Glenn,
I will.
take your hand
I would actually
and slap yourself
Right.
right now.
Wait, Glenn, imagine if 2 hours or so into the game, the Commander Shepard that you imported, he dies and you have to make a new character.
Yeah.
I would. I'm actually already so pissed. Like, I mean, I know there was going to be another Mass Effect game. It troubles me that they called it Mass Effect 4 because it makes it seem like they're gonna do Shepard's story again, and I would actually kill a lot of things. Like, all the things will die.
What? I would.
In all seriousness, sorry.
I would like
So
Mass
he
Effect
was
4
a
if
homicidal murderer.
I would like Mass Effect 4 if it was like the search for Commander Shepard to see if he's still alive. Like that's the entire game.
You mean like
He's alive if you choose the red ending or whatever they show him, but
well, technically he's alive if you choose the blue ending too.
oh yeah, that too. Well, he's just a Reaper. He's the Reapers.
Yeah, he is literally all the Reapers.
But you know, I'm actually really, in all seriousness, I'm really interested to see how they continue on like that universe without like the whole Reaper threat and everything. Like what they're gonna do
I
with
thought
it.
I had heard that they were gonna do a prequel on this one, but honestly, I probably won't play Mass Effect 4 because I was really burned by the ending of Mass Effect 3. That was just like they took like a game that was until the last 5 minutes was pretty much going to be my game of the year, and then it's like, oh, last 5 minutes we're just going to ruin this freaking series.
Okay, I mean, I don't know if it really... But you still have the rest of the game, though.
Oh no, I still think it's a good game. It's just not a game like that. Remember that year was also the year that The Line and the Walking Dead season 1 came out. So that definitely, like, as compared to those two games,
I'm gonna say that Mass Effect 2 is actually a better game than Mass Effect 3.
I would say I would say Mass Effect 3, except for the ending, is a better game than Mass Effect 2. But then again, there's the really ham-handed ending. So
I just
basically,
the one thing about Mass Effect, yeah.
But if how you were saying with what it was going up against, if you look at the stories, The Walking Dead season 1 blew everything out of the water with its story.
it was really tough. That like my game of the year that year was really tough because it was like Mass Effect 3, like and the ending was bad, yeah, but it didn't ruin the game. It's just like, but there was also like Spec Ops: The Line, which was a critical hit to the everything.
I mean, it wasn't a fun game.
Well, I mean, it wasn't a fun game, but like, that was a really interesting and exciting game. And I'm like, yeah, nothing can top this year. And then I played Walking Dead Season 1, and oh my god.
The sad thing is, though, I think you're the only person that's played Spec Ops: The Line.
No,
Yeah,
Jeff, you played it too?
Oh, my friend Wyatt has been playing it, and I've, played some along with him.
yeah.
After you telling me everything about it, Hugh, I actually really want to play it.
Yeah, it's a spectacular game. It's really smart. I do disagree with the developers on one or two points. That like they say it's a valid choice to not keep playing the game. I think that's I think that's a little pretentious and wrong. Like
This makes me not want to buy the game.
yeah, like
It's a valid choice not to buy the game.
Yeah, that's exactly. I think it's a little pretentious. Like, no, it's not a valid choice to choose to stop playing. I think choosing to lose is another thing, but that I don't know.
Okay, then,
yeah, that
so
was
Mass Effect 4. Hopefully there'll be more information.
yeah.
Okay then.
So Jacob.
Yeah.
Okay then, this is probably going to be very short. Hyrule Warriors, you get to play as Impa, Game of the Year.
As a young lady.
I don't give a damn about Link, let me play as Impa, Game of the Year.
I'm just saying, I hope for the day we get Clockwork Empire.
Is that steampunk one you were talking about?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's steampunk what I was talking about.
So, Hyrule Warriors.
Yes, Hyrule
Yeah.
Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors. I don't know, I'm not really a fan of the Dynasty Warrior games. I never really got into them.
Well, they're fun for like a
An hour.
while, so this probably will be fun.
Yeah.
Like, Nintendo probably won't let them make it that boring, because they're Nintendo and this is Zelda. They need to protect that one.
I feel like they've been very careful about the way they've storylined the Zelda series, because that's like like what you just said, that's like their baby. Like, they can't mess that up.
Yeah, well, I
Or
can.
have strict guidelines for like the team that they can't do certain things. And they did that with the Luigi's Mansion 2 team. They had like weird guidelines that they had to follow.
Yeah.
I forgot like any particulars though.
Yeah. And
Yeah, well, and Nintendo's gonna be so protective of that. I mean, it could be. It's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be a bad game. I'm kind of like getting frustrated with Nintendo never doing anything super new or super interesting with anything they own.
well,
I
this
think-
is the closest thing they've done to super new and super interesting with anything they own. I mean, Zelda Dynasty Warriors. Who expected that?
That's true. That is true.
I brought this point up last time, but I'm gonna bring it up again for the sake of this conversation. Watch Game Theory's video on why games don't sell, and they have a huge point about games that try and go outside of their story or the realm of what they are don't sell as well as games.
Well, yeah, like I think the new Super Mario Bros. For the 3DS kind of showed that how successful that was. They were like, maybe we've been screwing up with trying to really do new Mario stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
That is true.
like Mario Galaxy did not sell as well as New Super Mario Bros. Wii.
Yeah.
Which is why I think, like, honestly, what Nintendo really needs to do is make new goddamn IP, but, you know.
Which they technically are doing, but they're not the selling points. Like, Pushmo, they're going to talk about at E3. Who cares about Pushmo?
Pushmo's cool.
Pushmo's cool and it's awesome, but no one cares.
Crash. Pushmo, Crashmo.
You think they're gonna announce a new Legend of Zelda?
They already did.
I
No.
wouldn't be surprised.
They already
I don't
did.
think they are going to, because Hyrule Warriors already is going to come out. They're going to, like, you know...
Well, Hyrule Warriors is 2014, the new Zelda's supposed to come out 2015.
Yeah, but skipping Hyrule Warriors, be like, oh, new Zelda.
Unless you think they're gonna
not Hyrule Warriors.
I wouldn't be
It's
surprised
like-
if they announced Majora's Mask on the 3DS.
It's not the mystery game,
Yeah.
we know that much, because who needs a 90 presentation for? It's Majora's Mask on 3DS.
Yeah, exactly. There's a
Maybe the mystery game will be new IP, which would be sudden shock.
I hope the mystery game is, like, Persona Q.
Well, Persona's
That would
already
be
been
cool.
announced for 3DS, so I don't think it's that either.
Well, they could still have a 90-minute presentation on it.
On that,
Is there gonna be a new? Is there gonna be a?
they wouldn't do that for a Persona game.
Well, is there gonna be a new Persona game?
well,
Persona 5 is PS3.
yeah, and there's two Persona
Oh.
games coming out for Vita and 3DS. They're completely different games from what I've seen.
Persona is Atlas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even.
They're owned by Sega right now.
What was the what's the thing that JRPG fans have been, specifically Nintendo fans have been begging for like 600 years?
Mother
to
3?
get-
Mother 3.
Yeah, Mother 3. Maybe Mother 3.
Xenosaga Saga.
They would not do any presentation about Mother 3.
Mother 3 is just going to be like, hey, we're releasing Mother 3. What? When? What? And that's going to be us in 2020.
Yeah.
It's one of those games that never became popular in the United States, but
I just bought Earthbound. I did my part. I
it
just
wasn't even actually released.
bought
think Mother
Earthbound.
2
I did my part.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hyrule Warriors. You get to play as Impa. Game of the year. That's all I need. I just want to play as Impa.
All right.
What about Tingle? What is that guy's name?
I hope I never see...
What just happened?
Jeff got
That
angry.
is for Jeff. That's what just happened. He just imagined Tingle. Or whatever it is. What's that guy's name? Like, the guy
Tingle.
with the
It is
balloons?
Tingle. Yes.
It's Tingle!
It is Tingle, yeah, it's Tingle. He just imagined Tingle in his own game. That's the 90-minute presentation.
Tingle
Has his own game, by the way.
He does.
Wait, he
That-
does?
Yeah, that game came out in Japan, I think, alone, and never released anywhere else because no one.
Yeah,
wants
Match
that.
Barbie Land.
Why would anyone want to make that game?
Because it's Japan.
Because Japanese people love Tingle. It's
Are you
only
serious?
everybody else who hates Tingle because he's a creepy man who kidnaps people and...
Watch him be his own playable character in the new Smash.
Stop that. No.
Oh, I would
I'm
love
playing-
I would love Tingle in Smash. I get to kill him repeatedly.
I'm gonna play as him and I'm gonna fight Jeff. That's all I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna fight you in real life. Fight me IRL.
Things just got
Glenn, do you
serious.
just want everybody in this podcast to kill you?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just lost one member of our podcast.
Yeah, just-
hypothetically.
So guys, next week, new announcement: Glenn will not be here.
No.
Okay then, so Jeff, it's your game now.
Yeah, I really wanted them... So when they announced Shin Megami Tensei X Fire Emblem, I really wanted that game to come out, but like I don't even know now because they've been so silent on it. So I hope that's the Wii U game, and I would be really excited if that
The
yeah.
90-minute presentation is on Smash Brothers. They announced
No.
that.
No. I won't accept that.
They might
What?
just talk about Fire Emblem Shin Megami Tensei in their actual E3 Direct.
They haven't talked about like anything new on that in a while, so it would just be nice if they like did like a trailer or something just to show that they're still working on it.
Yeah, or just
Like-
show Yarn Yoshi again, because no one's heard of that for a while.
Yeah.
I hope not. I hope it's not Yoshi's Yarn or whatever. I hope they cancel it. I hope they cancel it.
Yoshi's
What's with the Nintendo and Yarn, like they did with the Kirby.
Well, that was really successful.
Kirby was a really weird game. The new Kirby game. I'm not gonna lie.
Epic Yarn.
Yeah.
It
I
looks
thought
cute.
the new Kirby game is Mass Attack, or Mass. No, sorry, Triple Deluxe.
Yeah, the 3DS game Triple Deluxe. Kirby comes out a lot apparently.
Yeah,
Like
that-
you
Kirby's a good game.
you eat trains in that game.
Really?
Yeah, you can basically do about anything in that game.
in Kirby Super Deluxe.
Yeah, you eat
Triple.
a giant.
No, no.
You eat a giant long snake. That actually happens.
That's true.
That's
That happens.
Whoa!
You eat its tongue first, and then it's really weird. This game is like one of the weirdest things I've ever played.
Kirby's amazing.
I actually really like the Kirby games.
Yeah.
Okay, then,
They're
so,
always fun.
Yeah, Fire Emblem Shin Megami Tensei game. Please be real still.
Yeah, that's really what I want. That's the most serious I'm gonna be here at this podcast. I want that game.
Also, I want X, but that's beside the point.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot to talk about X. We almost did not talk about it. So if the Wii U presentation was on that game too,
Wait,
that would be really.
What is that?
So you know Xenoblade?
You remember Xenoblade Chronicles? Sort of that.
Yeah,
sequel.
yeah.
Wasn't Xenoblade Chronicles that really shitty JRPG?
No.
No, that was Lost. No, frick. Last.
Last
No, I was thinking of
That-
X-Blades. Sorry.
I think
Yeah, X-Blades
Oh,
is different.
that's not an RPG.
X-Blades is.
But you can also ride mechs.
Yeah.
You can ride mechs in X apparently, so that's gonna be interesting.
mechs
And
that turn into
I don't know,
tanks.
Yeah. Transformers. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
the Transformers crossover with Tingle.
Glenn.
Tingle can transform into vehicles.
Glenn just stunned me into silence. I was like, I have no idea. I
Hey.
went to go do something for 1 second, came back, heard that. I was like,
Hey, Hewitt, I figured out our name. God damn you, Glenn.
God damn it, Glenn is the name of the new podcast.
Okay, then. So, on to our last bit. Hewitt, what's going to be our final game?
Well, I'm actually kind of torn on this. I just want to mention that according to IGN, Transistor and Wolfenstein: The New Order are going to be there, even though they're both games that already came out.
Well, yeah,
so,
they're advertising because they came out very recently.
That's
Yeah.
both of which I've heard are, well, Transistor, unsurprisingly, I heard was excellent, and Wolfenstein: The New Order, according to Polygon, was the shit.
Yeah, no, I've heard really good things.
Yeah, I really want
which-
I really want to play it if I only had a computer that could handle 43 gigs worth of game.
Yeah, well, and that's but the thing is, I'm really excited about that because I started, like, when I was really little, my first games were, like, Myst, Doom, and Wolfenstein. So I've got, like,
this game, and Doom 4 was actually there's going to be a beta for Doom 4, isn't there?
Yeah.
That would be nice.
I
I don't think there's been like any announcements about it. I know they were working on it for like the longest time. That'd be another game.
Well, like,
That'd be
if
cool.
you- I think-
any of that shit because that stuff's already out. Stuff I'm interested in, and this is what I'm really torn about, is Evolve.
Yeah.
A
Evolve.
3-on-1 game.
Yeah, Evolve is a 4-on-1, I think. It's a lot like, for those of you who have played The Hidden, it's a lot like The Hidden. For those of you who haven't played The Hidden, it's a 4-on-1 game with one team of 4 players and one team of a single person. The longer the single person stays alive, the better and better they get, and the more abilities they get.
So, effectively, it's the perfect game for Wii U, which is why it's not coming to that system.
It's
Yeah, I believe it's
made by the guys who did the first Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's
oh, I've seen this before.
And they like,
Yeah,
It's-
it was
it
huge
looks
at
actually
PAX
cool.
East. There was like a giant monster statue for that.
yeah. I'm actually
PAX
really
East?
I didn't get a chance to play it at PAX East.
Dear God, the line.
There's a lot that happens at PAX East that you do not get to see, but Evolve's one of the things I didn't get a chance to play, which stinks. But I'm actually, in fact, I didn't at the time. I didn't know what it was, so I didn't go and look at it. But I found out recently it's basically the hidden, and for those of you who don't know the hidden, I think it's the hidden size changes, but it's up to like I think an 8v1 game where the one player is invisible, has a slow special attack that can insta-kill people, and can jump on walls.
Huh.
Can't you
It's
cloak too?
What?
Can't you cloak in that game?
In the hidden, you're actually invisible the whole time.
Okay.
I deeply irrationally enjoy the hidden because I play the hidden a lot, and one of the great things you can do about it is the way you regain health is you can steal bodies you've killed without, like, if you kill someone without the insta-kill ability, you can drain health from their body, but you can also nail it to things, so you can pick it up and jump around with it, and it ragdolls hilariously. So it's fun screwing with the team of visible players by grabbing one of their bodies and ragdolling it around. It sounds disturbing, but it's actually fundamentally hilarious, and I love that game.
Hilarious.
That reminds me a lot of the new Slender Man game, where you can choose, or somebody's chosen to be Slender Man.
Slender the Arrival, or?
Maybe I've seen a lot of this like floating around. I don't know the exact name of it, but it's basically somebody's chosen to be Slender Man, and you harass the other players of the game. Yeah. That is it.
That's fundamentally what the hidden is. I had a favorite moment where like there's this map where you can blow a hole in a garage door, or the team hunting the hidden can blow a hole in the garage door, but that lets the hidden access different parts of the map that they couldn't previously. So these guys blew a hole in the door and they went through, but one guy was standing at, like, I was above them, hanging off the wall when they were doing this. And one of them, like, hesitates going through the door, so I jump down on him, stab him, grab his body, and, like, the other team sees this, freaks out, starts spraying bullets through the hole. And then what I do is I stand over the garage door, start dangling the body down, waving it, and then pin it to the top of the garage door so it's ragdoll, like, because it gets, the physics of it gets stuck on the door, so it starts ragdolling on the door.
Oh god. Wait, how much is this game? Actually, it sounds...
The hidden is free. The hidden is free. I don't know how much Evolve's going to be.
Probably going to be like around 15.
One question I had with Evolve, though, is it going to be like the same monster on every map, or is it going to be
different monsters?
I think you like it, and it also depends, like, the evolution. I don't think there's a set evolution, is there?
I think it's like a skill tree sort of thing.
Oh, okay. Is it a skill tree sort of thing? That's pretty. Still, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, from what I've heard, it's different monsters, but I could be wrong with that one.
Yeah. Just below, really briefly, it's from the same dev team that made Sword and Swordcery. Super indie title.
I saw
and
that.
It looks interesting. I think it looks. Blue I've seen it looks interesting.
So, I guess we just need to talk about our final game, Broforce. You get to play as bros, killing other people for bros.
Bro.
And weirdly enough, it's not
let's
Call
all
of
go
Duty
by
at all.
Game of the year this year, Broforce.
You haven't played it yet.
It's already the game of the year. Because America and bros.
Also, you get to play as Will Smith.
I hate you all.
You get to play as Will
I
Smith.
hate you all.
Yeah, now you get to play
I thought
as
Madden
Will Smith.
15 was Game of the Year.
No, it'd be FIFA 13 14, whatever.
It's the year after, so it's 15.
Yeah, 15.
Okay then, so that was our first podcast
15.
of Goddamn You, Glenn.
I'm sorry.
Hashtag
A horrible creation of a Tingle / Transformers crossover.
Goddamn You, Glenn. Okay, hopefully we'll have
Is
a...
Entangled Transform? Is that gonna be can you play that? Can you play that as a playable character in Broforce?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. I'm
You can also be Blade.
That one's true.
Wait, Blade.
You can play as Blade in Broforce?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Okay then, so...
Broforce.
So, that was the first episode of Goddamn You Glenn. Hopefully we'll have a real name by next time.
Yep.
Yeah. When are we gonna do the
Hopefully in...
design?
Hopefully in 2 seconds.
The design.
But, see you.
The design. Yeah. See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Wait, what?
We're done.
What? No, wait. What about?